Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Good morning. Welcome back to another transfer view where, again, things are just progressing. There's no other way to to start but to just tell you lot that it's all incoming news, man. It's all fresh news. It's all stuff that keeps developing. Obviously, late last night, even when me and KG were live on the Flexing KG show, more developments. Then, as soon as the Flexing KG show was finished, more developments. And it's all about Matheus Cunha. And obviously that deal, we know there's been a here we go. But in terms of the timeline of when things are getting done, it's becoming more and more clear. We're going to talk about, I still call him Alvaro Fernandes because it's just where I'm at. But
every time it comes up, people go,
yeah,
who?
I get confused. I go, who? What does that mean? But his name's Carreras now, isn't it? Alvaro.
Yes, I think that was always his name. I think it was Alvaro Fernandes Carreras, but then now it's Alvaro Carreras.
Okay. But Alvaro Fernandes, Alvaro Carreras, the profit that we're going to get, because it's looking like he's going to go to Real Madrid after only a couple of seasons ago being at Man United, deemed surplus to requirements, not good enough. We'll find other options. We'll send this kid to Benfica with some sort of, all right, we'll get a cut if he turns out good, but he's going to Real Madrid. So we probably could have done with him then, maybe, but we'll talk about that. And of course, the postseason friendly today. What do we want to see? Like, we have a game it's game day. It's game day.
It's match day again. Manchester United are in action. Is it 1:45 for the kickoff today? I think it is.
Is it not 1 p.m.?
It is 1:45. Yes, 1:45 p.m. is the kickoff time. So I'll be live about an hour before, something like that. It'll be less focus on the match the hour before, probably more focus on stuff that's going on in the world of transfers and stuff. Yeah. But still, it's match day. I'm not really sure what to necessarily expect, but we can talk about all of it indeed.
100%. All right, let's get into it. Well, first of all, house rules. We are at, straight off the bat, we've got our first 100 likes. We're just below it. So let's get the first 100 likes through the door. We're on 90 at the moment. Shout out to the regulars that I can see just off the top of my head right here. Steffi Jenkins, shout out Tabra, shout out Starlord, shout out Daniel Luciano. Steffi Jenks, sorry.
Steffi Jenks. The reason she's called herself Steffi Jenkins because you called her Steffi Jenkins before.
Well, exactly. So I may as well. We've got to go with it now, isn't it? There's no point changing back.
It's just because you called her Steffi Jenkins.
Yeah, but it's Steffi Jenkins now. That's what she's got. Like, she's changed her bio, so I can't change. I can't now start calling her what her actual name is. That'd be rude. She'd be like, Flex, I changed it for nothing.
Well,
isn't it though?
It's kind of criminal.
All right, Steffi, I'll tell you what, this is your name, so you get to have the final say on this. What do you want to happen? Would you, A, like to continue as is with your new name?
Your name.
Would you like to continue at, because it's we'll give her the choice. Would you like to continue as is with your new name and I call you Jenkins? Would you like to continue as is with your new name in the bio, but I call you Steffi Jenks? Or do you want something completely different? Like, what do you want? You tell us. You tell me. The choice is yours, and I will see in a minute. But shout out Steffi Jenkins for now. Now. and of course Joe Blackman. I see you there, bro. Big up to you here every single day. Right. Exclusive United are in for Callum Hudson-Odoi, says Tabs. I don't know if that's popped up or if Tabres is just offering that for no reason because he wants us to be.
Maybe
we shall see. Maybe there's even more news to break. But let's do the Matheus Cunha stuff first, and we will proceed with the show.
Yeah, this was an interesting one because yesterday, as you mentioned during the Flex and KG show, and I was watching actually the show. I was watching TV at the time, and it was all of this. I tell you what, maybe a bit of a delay, Flex, bit of nervousness. Manchester United have gone to Wolves and said, "Oh, we want to pay the installments over 5 years," and we've said no, there's no room for negotiation. People thought, is this one's going to fall through?
Went back in. Can we do 4 years instead?
Can we do 4 years? And then literally about 15 minutes later, they went, no, they've met the release clause. It's fine. Yeah, it's all sorted. So David Ornstein, I think Ben Jacobs might have been the first to break it yesterday, but David Ornstein confirmed, as did everyone else, saying Wolverhampton Wanderers have given forward Matheus Cunha permission to undergo a medical at Manchester United ahead of a proposed summer transfer. Club-to-club talks between United and Wolves, where Cunha had a £62.5 million release clause, were opened on Tuesday. United have now met the terms of Cunha's contract at Molineux and will now seek to complete the transfer of the Brazilian. There had been optimism that agreeing a payment structure will be a formality, with Cunha's contract outlining that a transfer fee is paid across 3 installments, a first lump sum upon the signing, a further 2 equal shares over the next 2 years, although United had sought to make the payment over 5 years rather than 2. There is a hope now the deal can be concluded when the transfer window opens on June 1st, which, of course, is Sunday, I think it is. So, medical for this one, Flex, looks to be pretty imminent.
Yeah.
I think it just goes to show, maybe yes, there was a bit of a test for us all, right? Yes, there was a test to see how nervous is everyone ahead of this big summer of transfers, of incomings, of outgoings, because the reason yesterday was a test is because there was almost this, like, I'll say spin. Was a test of, this one might collapse. So Flex are going to fumble it. They're going to
mess this up. Yeah.
They're going to fumble it. And this is going to be a madness. They're going to fumble this deal. And it was literally in the space of about an hour that it was like, no, like, it's fine. United wanted to do it over 5, and maybe it does give a bit of an insight as just to where Manchester United are at in terms of finances this summer. They're like, if we could spread it over 5, and they're like, no, it's in the contract. It's going to be spread over 3. Okay, well, we tried, but it's not as if we don't have the money. We do have the money. We'll give you it. So cool, no worries. And so there was never any like jeopardy this deal was going to fall apart. And in fairness, all of those reports said that when it was like, oh, United want to spread it over 5, and Wolves have said there's no room for negotiation on this. It never at any point said it's in danger of collapsing. It all said Wolves expect this to get done. Wolves expect this to be fine. Everybody expected it to be fine. So yeah, maybe yes, there was a bit of a test just to be like, no room to panic just yet. With these kind of ones.
And I was a bit confused as well. Because when I saw all that happening, not confused, but when I think about it, it's the same. What we saw in the end is the same report that before all of this back and forth happened yesterday evening, there was, who was it? Was it Sammy Mockbert? There was someone the day before yesterday that was like,
laid this out. I think we did it on the morning show.
Yeah, we did it on the morning show. Yeah, we did it on yesterday morning show.
Yesterday morning show.
So whoever that was, I don't know if we still got the graphic.
Across 3 years, I think it was Sammy
Mockbert. Got the graphic there?
I think it was.
Oh, yeah,
I can get it.
Right. But this was like, we knew this. And when we at the start of play yesterday, we went, this is how they're going to structure the deal. First payment is now, then 2 subsequent payments of this, and they're going to come in this season. So it was like, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. So when all of this stuff started coming out yesterday evening, I was like, is this just news to just get everyone going and everybody knows it? Because if you think about it, Ben Jacobs, essentially, if you just look at a timeline and try to make a perception of what's going on, he's got like an earpiece in. I'm just a bit like of a hour by, it wasn't even hours because we were all live and it was all concluded. Sort of like minute by minute of, right, I've just heard like they've just tried to do 5 years. Right, no, I've just been told, right, they've just re-upped 4 years.
In the negotiations,
And then he's gone, no, now they've just asked him, right, it's done. They've granted permission. But that story, what Ben Jacobs ended up with by the time it went, was the same thing as way before that. So it just left me thinking, listen, big up to Ben Jacobs. He's doing a lot of stuff right now. I want to get him on the channel, actually. So I don't know what was going on in that bit of whether it was a new round of stuff where Man United tried in the last sort of hour to go, I know we agreed that, but can we just try this? And then they said no. Or was it just, it was always that? I don't know why. It didn't feel...
one of the sources, when they were on the Zoom call, one of the sources is still messaging Ben at the same time. Going, they just asked for 5. They just asked for 5.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly.
Because like you said, these were the things I think we did yesterday, but the formal approach had happened yet. That actually happened for the first time yesterday. And then this was it from Sammy Rockball, saying that it's across 3 installments over a 2-year period. First is this, next is this, this is this. And like that was literally because, and the reason they knew that is because, like David Ornstein was saying in his piece there, that was the terms of the contract. That was the terms of the release clause in the contract. So that's why Wolves were like, well, there isn't any room for negotiation because this is literally how it's laid out.
Yeah.
This
that's
is what
how
it
you
is.
activate the release clause.
So if it's this, it's this. That's literally it. So, and like I can see people in the chat saying, there's no harm in asking. You know, that's what negotiating is, isn't it? Of just being like, all right, we know these are the terms. Just if there was to be over 5 years, could we do that? What would that look like? No. All right.
For sure, they would ask that. The reason why Sammy Mokbel's gone, this is what's going to happen, is like you said, one, that's obviously the release clause, what it is.
How it's
but
laid
also,
out,
Man United would have done that, you would have thought, like
anyone
earlier in the just ask. You see, before it was all sort of done and we know we're getting him, like the first port of call of like agreeing a fee, you go, before we get into this, is there any way we could do this over 5? Okay, 4?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And then it's just that's the thing is the thing.
Because that's what was said yesterday, wasn't it? That they'd agreed everything. Because people sometimes forget this with these transfers, is that a lot of the time, when all of this stuff is done with personal terms and what have you, sometimes it's done backwards. So like the player agrees a deal with the club or his intermediaries, blah 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 first. And once they've got all that sorted, they go, right, we'll go talk to Wolves now. Because we'll go to him and go like, right, this guy's already agreed. He wants to come to us now. Can we do a deal? And on the rare occasion, it gets done the other way around. So that's what happened with us with the Frankie de Jong thing a couple of years ago, where we were with Barcelona and we went, how much do you want for him? We want this amount. Cool, we'll pay it. Then they go to Frankie de Jong and he's like, I don't want to leave. And go, damn.
It's probably always better to do the player bit first.
Do the player bit first. Yeah. So yesterday was, according to all the reports, was the first time that they had actually opened these talks with Wolves of like, okay, we've agreed stuff with Matheus. We know he's got a release clause. Again, can we pay that across 5 years? No, 4? All right, then we'll just do 3. It's fine. And then probably again they were very straightforward. That's why it took like what, an hour?
Yeah, that's
an hour
that's
to negotiate.
What makes me feel like it wasn't. It makes me just feel like that wasn't the hour of negotiations. I don't think it doesn't feel like it was. We would never know. I know only Ben Jacobs knows why that was going back and forth. And was someone else messaging? Was someone else tweeting around this time as well about?
I think a lot of them were. A lot of them were because again, I was watching Sky at the time, and it was quite funny actually because Carve was on at the big screen, and sort of going. They have asked for 5 years to pay the release clause. Now, in the contract, it's actually across 2. It's 3 payments across 2 years. So we will watch this one eagerly and keep you
always updated. That one. It's always that one. We'll look in with keen eyes on with this one.
Eyes. And then literally they go to break and then they come back and they went. And when they're just talking, they're going through a story and they go, so the fixtures are going to be released on this day. And we got some breaking news. Even though we were just talking about it a few minutes ago. Manchester United have activated the release clause for Matheus Cunha. We'd like to get Carve back on set. They go to commercial. And honestly, Flex, it was like this. They go to commercial. It goes whoosh. And he's back there. He's going, right. They've done it. Basically, they've done.
Nah, he weren't kneeling down like that. He was sitting in his seat.
Because I got no, standing up by the thing. They're standing up by the wall. He's like, yeah, they paid it. So I don't really. They've done it. So, and again, I was in. It was in the space of like 2 segments, two segments like that.
It's the same. To be honest, it's the same on the KG show. We were saying, they're trying to get another 5. We're trying to go another 4. And as soon as the show was done, they've agreed. I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened. I've made up my mind.
They literally came back from commercial. No, because they literally went, well, we'll have to get Carve back on set. And you could tell they went to they went, right, we're off air. And they Carve!
They've done it.
I've done it. Yeah, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done it. Yeah. It was bad.
Oh, God. Well, okay, interesting. Yeah, I just felt like, well, by the time we got to the end, I went, Sammy Mockbell told me this morning. Like
Yeah.
this is this has always been the end goal. Again, unless United in the 11th hour did actually try a thing. They did actually say, listen, are you sure we can't do this in 5? Are you sure we can't do this in 4? Okay, no, because like when the Wolves start getting angry, no, listen, if you keep no, sorry, no, okay, no, 3 years, that's fine. That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that. Shout out Terence Pace. He says, "Bonjour, mon ami."
Very
Been
nice
paying.
flex.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. It's my Del boy, you know what I mean? Been playing too much Expedition 33, so feeling French. Whatever happened to the Torino goalkeeper news that the media mentioned a while back? Yeah, I don't know. Kind of just it's gone a bit quiet now because everything is full throttle for these attacking players at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see about that one. Terence, big up to you. SD says, I am happy about the Cunha deal, but I can't help but wonder how we'll be able to fit Bruno in this team. I love him, but I'd prefer the Saudi money. Want the Saudi money instead? Ruben will find a way. He'll find a way to fit Bruno in this team. If I'm honest, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Where are we at for likes? 248. Let's keep pushing, people. Let's keep pushing. Let's get to 500. We're halfway there. Let's get to 500. We've got just over 1,000 people watching live. Probably going to get up to over 1,100 incoming. So yeah, let's get on that. So yes, Matheus Cunha, it's all been activated. There's no reason why there probably can't be a medical at some point this week, but we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, when the window opens at the weekend, that might be. I think quite a few clubs are aiming to get like a few signings
announced it
during those 10 days, aren't they, or however long it is. It'd
be nice if we could get 2. If we get 2,
because you're looking at Liverpool will probably try and get Frimpong will definitely be announced. I don't know about that Kirkes one. Arsenal will probably want to announce that Zubimendi one, won't they?
Oh yeah, was that a here we go during the season?
I was like, here we go.
That's like
here we go.
They're getting him. It's done.
Yeah,
I forgot they're getting him.
Us will probably want to do the Cunha one, announce that in that 10 days. So it might be just a mad rush, a mad 10-day rush of loads of signings. It will be.
Check out the Football Flex for all of the rest of the signings. There you go, right there. Scan and subscribe right there. We're on 11K. Thank you for everyone to getting us 10K. I think I already said that the other day, actually.
Yes.
Remember.
Yeah.
But yes, we're already on 11K. So big up to the community over there at Football Flex as well.
Oh, and also, with your 10K on that one. Oh, my pen's broken. It's kind of killed me. Oh, there you go.
It's technology.
There you go. No. I've got your 10K plaque there. Look at that. 10K plaque.
Thank you. That's it. Send it to me, please. Can you post that to me? Post the post-it note, ironically.
Yeah. 10K. It's a 10K plaque, KG got his a while ago. Remember that one? So yeah, that's right. 10K. Yeah.
It's the road to 50. KG said when he hits 50K, he's having like a football tournament and everything. So I said, can I play? He said, yeah, of course you can. Like, yeah, in goals. So he's having like a proper, I can't wait. So let's hurry up and get KG to 50K as well. I think he's only like a K off or something like that. So yeah.
He's just a G. He's a K off.
He's just a K off, mate. He's just a G. Single G.
Yeah.
Single G. Quick that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just a G.
Not bad. Yeah.
Owen for GK. Owen for GK. Actually, speaking
exactly.
of G's.
Just reverse it. Just reverse it. GK.
Can we get the reverse GK? Can we get you in the goal? Is that
get my gloves? Where are my gloves? They're probably in there somewhere. Off camera.
Well, dust them down, Owen, because you're in pristine condition now, mate. So we're gonna need you're gonna have to face some powerful flex shots. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I do one dive. I've only got so many dives left in me, Fleck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shoulders, elbows, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, the delegates link up at Shoreditch Power League, I think it is. So yeah, man, we'll get on that. So let's get KG to 50K. All right, let's move on. United Carreras profit.
Yes. So we've got incomings. Not from actually, selling players, but because the players go to Real Madrid of all places. Yes, Real Madrid. This is we were talking about this before we went live. This is kind of mad, actually. So Fabrizio Romano actually said this morning that Real Madrid have now made official club-to-club contact with Benfica for Alvaro Carreras. Deal could be done soon. Talks are now underway, and agreement is already done with the player on personal terms. There's an excellent relationship between Benfica and Real Madrid. And you might be saying, why are you even telling us this? This isn't Real Madrid view or Benfica view. Well, it's because Manchester United do have a sell-on clause after they sold him to Benfica a couple of seasons ago. Was that last season? I forget, whenever it was. And the Mail are saying that Manchester United sell-on clause for Alvaro Carreras entitles United to a sizable double-digit percentage above £5 million amid his pending move to Real Madrid. And of course, he is the academy player, I believe. So I would assume that's above £5 million of pure profit. But we were chatting before we went live, weren't we? That this is crazy, isn't it? This, like, as much as obviously the positive is, oh, well, look, bit of incoming money, and that's why you put the sell-on clause there, because you benefit from that, and that's going to make a difference. That could be the difference of getting, money, get a player in, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is how much Manchester United have fumbled that, particularly when we sold him that season. Eric Ten Hag spent the entirety of that season, because it was the second season, complaining that we didn't have a left back. And we sold one, not to any scrub team, by the way. It's not as if we sold him to like a relegation-esque team in the Premier League, and it was like, yeah, but was he good enough? We sold him to Benfica, which is like, Benfica are good. Benfica are good anyway. Benfica are good. And now he's going to Real Madrid to play in the new look Real Madrid with Xabi Alonso. It's insanity. Like, that is insanity. And this is when you get into the territory of, this is not, you don't want to, big up players by bringing down others. It's a good phrase from KG. Yeah. By saying, like, Dorgu's rubbish because Alvaro Fernandes would be clear of him. But you do just think, like, is he better than what we've got at the moment at that left back position?
He's more experienced in playing at high level.
Champions League football, hasn't he?
Playing Champions League football. And it's more of like, he's just saying, you went and spent 20. What did we spend on Dorgu? 25 million.
Something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
20 million, 25 million. And the question is at this stage of his career, is he better than Alvaro? And the truth of the matter is, we never got to see that. Someone said it, we never even got to see Alvaro play, like, in competitive games. I mean, I last saw him off the top of my head in Dublin at the Aviva Stadium when we drew against Bilbao. I think that was the last time I saw him play. I want to say, and I remember thinking, and a few times on pre-season tour, and I went, he's got something in him. He's all right. We could see something. It's not like even the Harry Ames was like, you could see a bit, and you go, he's got a bit more to do. But I looked at him a couple of times, and I went, Alvaro, he looks all right. Give him a go. And they decided not to. And it was the Regulion season of, we need an emergency till January and this, that, and the third. And it's like, why have we put ourselves in this position when this kid's there? And clearly, again, with United, you come out of this environment, you go and get confidence somewhere else and thrive. He's done so well that Real Madrid want to sign him. I'm sorry, you can't, because that's happened. I know we're not trying to be negative or just look backwards and only go forwards, and you can't map out people's careers. It just shows that you got to be in the right time, the right place, the right timing and stuff. But we've got rid of a guy who we weren't really that great just over a year ago, and he's about to sign for the rebrand of Real Madrid. On
top of that as well, I was just checking this out because I remember this at the time.
He's played over 50 games this year as well, by the way.
I remember this at the time. You can't even say like there wasn't any signs that he'd be good, because it says here on the 11th of May 2022, Alvaro Fernandes was named as Manchester United's under-23 player of the year. So he was doing well in the academy. He got loaned to Preston when he had that season. He got young player of the year at Preston. And all of this time, those at United go, yeah, but is he good enough? Is he good enough? It's like, what? That is bizarre. And I know that obviously I think we had a buyback clause of like was it 20 odd million? I think something like
Yeah.
that. But at the
And we
same
said, no,
time,
we'll get Dorgu, we'll leave him there. And he
well,
started going, don't want to come back. Don't want to go
exactly.
there.
That's the critical point I was going to make. Obviously, when you have the buyback clause, people sometimes forget, like, it's not as if like the player's got no say. You can't be forced. I'm definitely going to be coming back. You know, if they come back in for me, you might be like, just mention that. Well, I got Young Player of the Year in the account in under 23s. Went to Preston. I actually did really well there, and I still didn't get a sniff at a time which they didn't have a left back, and I should have been at least getting a go. You got rid of me in favour for bringing in Regulion, you know, of all people, which he then got rid of 6 months later anyway, and then complained you didn't have a left back. The other two left backs were like the two most injured left backs you've ever seen, Malacia and Shaw, and he still couldn't get a sniff. And then he's playing regular football at Benfica in the Champions League. Yeah. Why would you want to go back?
Against Barcelona, mate? Against Barcelona a couple of times, he was unbelievable. He's played, bro, I'm looking at his thing. He's played 50 games this year. 50.
Yeah.
4,385 minutes, bro. Playing game after game after game. 4 goals, 5 assists. He's got as well. 10 times in the Champions League, 32 times in the Portuguese League, and the 2 cups respectively. He's got 5 and 3 appearances. 50 appearances he's got. And, you know, this is a player that, again, he's proved he's good enough to play in the Championship, good enough to play in Portugal, good enough to play in the Champions League, and now is clearly going to be good enough to play in La Liga for, you know, the best team in the world, or the top.
And this is the other part of it too when it comes to him. Remember, his youth career, where did we get him from in the first place? Real Madrid.
Yeah.
We got him from Real Madrid. We signed him in, was it 2017? Signed him, 4-year contract amid interest from other European clubs like Barcelona, Manchester City. He began training with the first team during the early stages of the 21-22 season. So he must have thought, moving from Real Madrid, of like, got Man United in, they've got a plan for me, blah, blah, blah. Spanish guy as well. So it must be difficult to leave, you know, biggest clubs in Spain, you know, that and Barcelona, which were also interested. I'm going to go Man United, so I'm going to go play. No.
I didn't really. I didn't remember him going to Granada as well. He went to Granada and already played in La Liga for 13 times as well. I forgot about him going to Granada. That must have been a quick stint. I said 40 games in the Championship. Listen, good luck to the kid, man. Good luck to him. He's 22 now, so he's ready to play properly. Like, good luck to him. I really wish the best for him. And just on a bit more of a positive, I suppose. You know, okay, we've made our bed, so let's lie in it. We've bought Dorgu. Got to see how he progresses. Harry Amas is still there. Does Harry Amas stay next year and give competition, or does he go on loan? Does he get sold? You never know. And Diego Leon's on his way in. So let's have a look, because you know it's like we go to pre-season. All of a sudden, Diego Leon comes in. It's like, wow, oh my God, Jesus, wow. You just don't know. But he's like, we bought him at 17. I don't know if he's 18 yet, but he's really young as well. So we've got young players in that position. To be fair, it's just whether again. Just don't do it again. Diego Leon is supposedly awful.
Well, that's good, isn't it? That's good. Yeah. We're putting him down before he's even come in.
Yeah, exactly. Esther, I read that one already. I shout Andrew says, why are we keeping Bruno? We're buying 2 central attacking midfielders, and he isn't physical or athletic enough to be in the 8. And he can be erratic. Shouldn't we be selling him?
The Bruno discussion. Well, what's the deadline? Is it tomorrow? The Bruno deadline.
Apparently so. KG says they'll wait. They'll wait longer. KG says
72 hours. Well, part of the reason for the deadline as well is because obviously they want him in for the Club World Cup, don't they? Hey, did you hear this? And maybe this adds a bit more to the Al Hilal Bruno rumors, that there was a suggestion, just a suggestion, that, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo had said the next chapter. The suggestion was that next chapter could be at Al Hilal to play in the Club World Cup. Now, is that a reason also why they would want Bruno link up with Cristiano in Saudi?
Yeah.
Would Cristiano even say to Bruno, look, Bruno, mate, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Al Hilal. I only need 60. I think it's like 63 more goals.
60 odd goals to get to 1,000.
Get to 1,000, and also I'll be playing at that Club World Cup. But we're both playing it. And also, they're going to give you £700,000 a week.
That's so mad, isn't it?
They'll do what they did for Cristiano. Cristiano, they built him like his own town. that he lives in. It's
You know
insane.
how mad that is? Like, what's
Yeah.
actually going on over there? It's crazy, man. Could that happen? Yeah, of course it can. They're friends, isn't it? They're compatriots, they're friends. Bruno's always looked up to him. He said that many, many times as a younger player coming up. He's always looked up to Cristiano. So yeah, conversations like that. But I still think Bruno would be like, I think he'd just stick to what he's saying unless the club, because no bid. That's the interesting thing about this is that the way round that this has been done is like you say, Al Hilal going to play it first and being like,
Yeah.
listen, we want to know whether you want this or not, because then we'll go make a bid. But Bruno's thing is that I'll stay here until Man United tell me they don't want me. So, but for them to say that, they would need to have an offer of this or that to say, knock, Bruno, tell you what, it's 95 million pounds on the table with your head on it. So we're probably going to have to accept that. And then he'll take that as, so you're telling me that it's fine.
Yeah.
So it probably is not going to happen.
Everyone's waiting and pointing at each other going, so do you want to, it's like when you've gone out for a meal and you're waiting for, they go, do you want a dessert menu? And you start looking across the table. Do you want, because I'll only have one if you.
Do you want it? Because I don't want to hold everyone up. So.
No. Do you want it? Do you want it? We'll have a look.
No, I'm
full.
We'll have a look. We'll share one.
We'll share one. We'll have a look. Yeah, something like that. Maybe
as well. It's like, so I think Bruno will stay. I don't think he will. But what is true, which we know, is that there is an offer. That there's a legit contract offer there. So if Bruno says, yes, I want that, then Man United would have to go, okay, you want that? Right. Al Hilal, let's talk. Let's talk, because we need a certain amount of money to be letting him go, because we don't want to let him go. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it would all change if Bruno actually went, okay, you know what? I want to accept that. That's too much money. But he said, Bruno's not someone who's going to lie. Football can change. Obviously, he left that little window, but he did make it clear. For me, it ain't about money. Like I want to win trophy. I want to be here and win trophies at this club. I'm not looking to go for money. If he's looking to go for money, we said yes ages ago. It's only if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and also that's what's a bit funny. I suppose KG is right about this, about the deadline stuff, is that, well, Bruno's he's in Malaysia and what have you until at least Friday, because we've got another game on Friday. So that deadline of stuff happening on Thursday just isn't going to happen, is it? So the likelihood is if you were going to talk, or he was going to give you a decision about that would come minimum after Friday, wouldn't it? So that Thursday thing doesn't feel very viable. And I just don't think Bruno would really adhere to those kind of deadlines.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to better just decide without really thinking. It's not going to happen.
No.
And I just think he stays. I just think he stays overall. I really do.
Yeah.
Andrew, I already read that one. That's what we're talking about just then. D says, morning, gents. I think Ruben's recent comments about FFP restraints indicates that Bruno isn't going anywhere. They will choose the long road with Bruno rather than the short road without him. And yeah, like I said, Bruno can go Saudi in a couple of years easy. He could do what he wants. He's still operating at a very high level. And it's more important that we talk about the players we're trying to bring in, i.e. Matheus Cunha and talks with Mbeumo or whatever. We're clearly looking for attacking players who take the load off Bruno. It's not all about him.
How do you say, is it Mbeumo? Is it Mbeumo?
It's actually Mbeumo. It's Mbeumo.
Because I've seen a lot about the pronunciation, and I think I've been saying it wrong.
Yeah, I said Mbeumo is just what I always thought it was. But who actually told me? Was it Natalie Sawyer? I think it was Natalie Sawyer and someone else at Brentford. And even when I was at Sky, I think there was like, no, it's Mbeumo. Yeah, it's Mbeumo. Yeah, that's what I was told. But I mean, it is much more fun to be like Mbeums. Like I mean, here we're not. Let's be honest. I know SJA certified, but we don't really pride ourselves on the most. Award. So award winning. We're highly decorated here, but we stay true to our principles. And the thing that got us that SJA was being ourselves. So
hey, Flex,
if you want to stay
in my Twitter bio, I know it says it in yours. SJA, award winning. So journalist. Basically,
SJA award-winning journalist,
broadcast. That's basically us, And if that's not worth a like, I don't know what is. We're less than 100 likes away from 500. I got a question for you, and this is a bit off
Yeah.
topic, but it's kind of tied in with the Bruno stuff. So obviously, I mentioned the Ronaldo stuff about he could go to Al Hilal and he could be in the Club World Cup. Henry Winter said this morning, he said, Cristiano Ronaldo is far from finished. 6 goals in 7 Portugal games this season. But if FIFA facilitates him parachuting into the Club World Cup, it will simply highlight what an artificial competition it is, the Cash World Cup. What do you think about that? Do you think that's accurate? Because there has been this sort of thing, hasn't there, of like, oh, but they just want to get Ronaldo in, and like Messi's in there with Inter Miami for no reason. They're not.
They even put them in it to make it
for no reason. For no reason.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
fair?
right. Of course. Yeah, I think also about the fast track him into it. What? But you just get a transfer, though, isn't it? Where he would just because he got transferred somewhere that if they're in the Club World Cup.
Well, again, that's the suggestion. So, like, basically, because remember those like 4 clubs, I think it is. It's Al Hilal, Al Nassr, and 2 other ones. I forget which ones they are all owned by the Saudi PIF. So it's like if you're going from Al Nassr to Al Hilal, just kind of go.
It's part of the same establishment,
you know, basically. So that they could effectively just be moving him to a team so he can play in the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
and Al Hilal are the better Saudi team. They're the one that's winning the league and all that kind of stuff. You know,
they won it. Yeah, I think Henry Winter's right. Of course, the reason why this Club World Cup's been done like this in this way, of course, is money. It's money. And I was today years old when I realized that the Intercontinental Cup has been brought in, and that replaces it where they play in December, like what the Club World Cup was. Because I was like, you have to wait 4 years. Did you know this? So this Club World Cup is every 4 years.
Yeah.
So this Club World Cup's every 4 years, and the Intercontinental Cup has been rebranded into the old Club World Cup, so that the teams that win the Champions League still go and play them 2 games or 3 games, whatever it is, in December.
Right.
So you know when you used to become world champions and get the gold badge.
Get the badge, yeah.
Because I was saying that, I was like, so hold on a minute, where's that gold badge gone? What's going on with that? And then someone told me yesterday, and I just looked it up. And the Intercontinental Cup is now that. So
because Real Madrid won it last season.
There you go.
Against Pachuca from Mexico.
Yeah, where you go and play them team. Remember, Man United did it as well. We played. I don't know if we played Vasco da Gama. I don't know why that's in my head, but
you get the gold badge.
You get the gold badge, and then you become champions of the world. You know.
Yeah.
But that replaces the Club World Cup. So, and now the Club World Cup is literally every 4 years. Because I was like, what? So if you win the Champions League next year, you got to wait 3 years to be crowned the actual. And it was like, no,
world champions.
Continental. Yeah, but. So it's all FIFA / it's just UEFA competition. It's UEFA competition, isn't it?
Yeah, this is FIFA.
And the Intercontinental Cup as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's FIFA, right? So it's world, right? So it's FIFA's way of just moving things on and trying to get more revenue and making it football, making it more grand. And also it goes on this sort of, because the problem that you've got at the moment with the Club World Cup is that, because we were talking about this on DR, it's like, if you win that, Robbie's going, hold on, wait a minute. If you win that,
you are the champions.
You're the best in it. And we're like, no, you can't. Like Liverpool aren't even in it. Like you can't, because it's on coefficiency and stuff. Like you can't. PSG might be in it now. I think they're in it, but there's big clubs that actually aren't in it yet. So if it just reflects all the champions of all the leagues, there will definitely be in the Club World Cup.
Because
it's a different conversation.
Because I don't think Barcelona are in it.
No, that's not exactly.
You know,
because again, coefficiency. So
and it's about how well you've done in Europe or something like that. You know, some ridiculous stuff like how recently you've won a Champions League or
all that stuff.
What have you?
Because look at Chelsea.
That's how Chelsea are in it, because they won the Champions League back in 2021.
There you go. So if Chelsea win the Club World Cup, they can't say they're better than Liverpool, who just walked the league and have been in the Champions League.
Champions of the world, mate.
Champions of the world. You win Conference League, win Club World Cup. Tell you what, Maresca's flying, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Oh man.
So it's to answer your question originally about Henry Winter. Yes, he's right. Of course, it's the Cash World Cup. You know what I mean? But at the same time, as you know what it's like with new things, it will become entertaining. It will become something where, exactly. And when the better teams start playing against each other and players start taking it seriously, and your team's in it.
I was going to say, Cooper brings up a good point here. When are we ever going to be in that then?
Not for a while.
Because think about it, those teams are getting in there at the moment because they won the continental
In 2021,
competition wherever they are, right? So those teams are in there, and obviously it's a Club World Cup, so that's why you've got, because there's obviously like an Asian Champions League, isn't there, as well, etc., etc., etc. So unless FIFA just decide one year, like with the Inter Miami thing of you can be in it, basically,
mad.
Man United ain't going to be in it for ages.
No, we'll celebrate it being in it when we get in it, because we wouldn't have been in. We don't even get
won
up.
Champions League or something like that.
Yeah, we got no business even discussing what it looks like. That's what me and KG were saying yesterday. It's like, we should really come off this topic. This is way above our pay grade.
It's massively above our pay grade. Like,
and shout out Court Star, Unity Cup over Club World Cup. Jamaica running out 3-2 winners against Trinidad and Tobago last night. Big dancehall tunes blazing out the sound system from in the G-Tech Stadium. Shout out Richie F from New Winner Roadshow. He's part of a big sound system, and he was like running tunes, and yeah, it was, the vibes were vibing. And Nigeria or Ghana, yeah, you better watch out, yeah, because we are come feel, yeah, because that actually is real, yeah,
because we are come feel,
yeah, that's what it is.
And there's no,
I'm a Jamaican.
Yeah,
there's no. Oh, sorry, no, not this time. This is Jamaican settings. Yeah, we're in the final. Yeah, so yeah, I was supposed to. I'll be honest, guys. I was so busy, so tired since I got back. I was supposed to go and cover it, media and stuff like that. I just didn't have the time. Maybe for the final. Again.
Do you know what they're going to do in the final? Do you know what they're going to do in the final, Flex?
Rastafari, lick him up, Rastaf, lick him up.
Yeah,
correct. So KG, wait there, because if it is Nigeria as well,
you two have KG, you two have got to go to that.
Yeah,
how can you not?
When's the final? Because it is quite quick. When's the final? Someone put in the chat. When's the final?
Unity Cup
final. When is it? It's supposed to be in a few days, or like a week or something. Next week.
Nigeria and Ghana lock horns. So there's going to be
tonight. 31st.
28th for me. Yeah, that's tonight. And the finals are 31st. 31st. The Brentford Community Stadium.
That's Saturday, day of the Champions League.
Yes.
That's this. Yeah. It's got too much on. I can't. It can't be going. It can't.
I mean, I would go and represent, but distance. It's different.
Distance for you. Yeah. Well, no, because you're in Jamaica now, so getting over is going to be a bit...
Exactly. That's difficult. So basically,
and hopefully, move, KG. Who said even Nigeria's going, man? Move, man.
That's a good point.
We're going to match you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You man got mashed up in the African Cup of Nations, so you know what I mean. You lot were all disgraced by what Nigeria was doing. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's going to be annoying. Saturday, yeah, it's not going to work. Oh, why couldn't that have been on Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, anyway, we are going to win it. Yeah. We are going to win the whole thing. Yeah. How about that? We've read that one as well. Where are we at for likes? We are at 467. Let's go, peeps. We're nearly at 1,400 people watching. So let's get to 500. 500 likes. Let's do it. Right.
Did we get a trophy if we win this game today, Flex?
Oh yeah, I saw some people jokingly putting up like, yeah, we might actually win something this season. So I think we will get presented with something, yeah, if we win. Who are we playing? China All what we playing?
Asian All Stars. I think that's how you say that, isn't it? But it's not like how you spell. I think that's.
Like it's Asian All hybrid friendlies. Okay, yeah.
But yes, and for those asking, people were wondering in the chat, are you doing a match for you for it? Yes, absolutely. It's a 1:45 p.m. kickoff. I'll be live at 12:45. Flex is going to be joining, I'm assuming, just at some point. I'll drop in at halftime. No, I'm joking. I'll be there for probably just before kickoff. Mm-hmm. I don't know if KG is going to be joining us. Is he?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him. Probably not. It's such a
thing.
It's like, yeah. Actually, well since we're talking about it, what do we want to see today? Because we know what the traveling squad is. Let's try and make a team out of who's here, and obviously we know that the main guys, a lot of they'll probably start with kids really because they've got to give these guys a rest. Let's be honest. Even though they've been shocking, they don't want to be there.
Mr. the comedian. Mr. the comedian.
Go ahead.
You're live on United View.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Are you joining us for the match view today?
I will be pulling up for the match view today. It's mad though. I've got the kids like proper. It's half term in it. So this is going to be a challenging one.
Yeah. Well,
it'll be like.
Well, kickoff's 1:45. Just drop in at any point before.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I promise them to take them swimming. But have you not seen the Garnacho second body language video?
Oh, is there another one? There's another body language video. Well, we saw it yesterday.
Did you see, speaking of body language, have you seen the thing from The Athletic this morning? I think it's from Tier 1 Laurie.
No. What's going on?
So this was, you remember, from Dan Sheldon. You remember there was the thing from Sir Jim and he was like, the spending at this club was just out of control.
Yes.
There was someone that was £175,000 body language expert. The Athletic founder, Kirsten Huckles, the body language expert criticised by Ratcliffe, tells of her role in FA Cup glory. It's
my day.
Wait, hold on. No way. So she's a real person. They should have hired me. I kept telling people I could see what's going on. If they needed a body language expert, I can tell you that's not on. The body language should get that.
Can't hire KG. Just being silly.
Wait there, I'm reading this actually. This is mad. Kirsten Huckles wanted to know if the club's captain could score a penalty with his eyes closed. Fernandez's only question to the woman. It's a real thing. Fernandez's only question to the woman standing in high heels on the sidelines was whether he needed to complete a run-up before striking the ball. The answer was yes, and his eyes needed to be closed for that too. Fernandes closed his eyes, took a run-up, and then rippled the back of the net with a perfectly struck penalty to the delight of Huckles. To Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the minority owner of Man United, albeit with full control, Huckles was a symbol of excess. A body language consultant, he said, the club were paying $175,000, almost $37,000 a year. Although he did not name Huckles in his recent interviews with the Times and Daily Telegraph, Ratcliffe held up her alleged salary as an example on money that was being wasted at Old Trafford. This formed part of his defence when discussing the hundreds of redundancies. The reality is Huckles' remarkable work goes beyond that of a body of language consultant, and her impact at United was felt during the FA Cup triumph last year, which generated the club millions of pounds in revenues as the win earned them a spot in the Europa League. After discovering her identity, Athletic travelled to Rotterdam to discuss her work and her role. Oh, what does she? This is kind of interesting. What does she do?
She made it clear to The Athletic during a wide-ranging chat in her Rotterdam office from a football background. So much so that when the opportunity to work with Ten Hag at United arose, Steve McLaren, one of Ten Hag's assistants, and Richard Hartis, the first-team goalkeeping coach, compiled, in her words, a Football for Dummies PowerPoint presentation to give her a crash course. But she wasn't hired by Ten Hag on a consultancy basis to analyse the offside rule. Instead, Huckles spent 7 days a week from February 2023 to May 2024 analysing goalkeepers and penalty takers to try and give United the edge in shootouts and on in-game penalties. Quote, I analyse by looking at their microfacial expressions combined with body language and uses of voice, Huckles says. If you get good at it, you can see everything coming because, as people say, the eyes are a portal to the soul. They can tell you what you think and feel before your mouth can say it or how your body can show it. You may wonder how Huckles, who has worked with the Dutch government on hostage crisis negotiations, analyze whether an investment firm should invest billions of pounds in another company and acted as a confidential counselor to other businesses, ended up in football. It was a total coincidence, she says, stemming from a family holiday in 2021. Italy versus England in the European Championship final was on television, and Huckles claimed she would know what was going to happen in the climactic penalty shootout before boot met ball. I said to my husband, give me a pen and paper. I will predict them for you. And I did. They were all correct.
Wow.
There is science behind Huckles' method. It's part of psychology and emotions, but the easiest way to explain this is that as human beings, we have 6 channels of communication, she explains. And by looking at body language, uses of voice, facials, and micro expressions in the face, you have 4 to 5 of those 6. It's a combination of psychology, psychophysiology, linguistics, but also sociology and culture. A lot is culturally defined. After her successful predictions in that Euros final, it was Bas, Hugel's husband, who suggested she contact someone who works in football. Can you imagine this? She's watching a penalty shootout. She's watching a penalty shootout, and she went, I can predict all of these names, write them down. She does, and the guy goes, you should contact someone in football. You think I will, actually? Yeah, I'll go work for Man United. But I didn't, quote, but I didn't know anyone except for the old CFO at Ajax, she added. I called him and asked what to do. He said, there are only 2 people you can call here, Louis van Gaal and Erik ten Hag. He said they're the only ones innovative enough, or maybe silly enough, to understand what you mean. Hugel's wrote to the 2 Dutch managers, although she is not certain Van Gaal saw her letter, as he had been obviously diagnosed with prostate cancer. He, Ten Hag, called and suggested a meeting, she recalls. He quickly said, oh, so we can do this and we can do that. Hugel's describes Ten Hag, then in charge of the club in Ajax in Amsterdam, Ajax in the Eredivisie, as a quick thinker. Although 2 weeks after their chat, it emerged that he was leaving the job to manage United. It just carries on and on.
It goes on and on, but...
Fucking hell, Flex. I mean...
Look, there's pictures of the FA Cup and everything with Steve
Do you know how mad that is? Imagine, right? I'm with a group of my friends or whatever, and penalty shootouts go, and I go, give me a pen and paper. I'll predict all of these.
Even Joe, even Joe.
and I do, right? And I predict them all, and they go, "Hey, well, that was bloody hell. That was good. You should do that. You should do. All right, okay, yeah." I write a letter to a football manager, and he goes, "Have a meeting." Then that manager becomes manager of Man United, and he ends up getting a job for nearly £200,000 a year. I've got a psychology degree. Fuck it.
You could do it.
Where's my pen? Has anyone got any contact information of like some people? Because apparently
I got psychology at AS level.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad. It's mad. And this is where, listen, I'm not trying to undermine her achievements as a professional in her craft. You know what I'm saying? Because I won't do that. But
I've got a psychology degree. There's nothing. There's real science behind it. Don't get me wrong. And
100%.
There's legitimate empirical studies and sociology and what have you. But I think the concerning thing for
I'm old school, me, Owen. This is
the concerning thing of how easy that is. How easy was that to end up at Man United on that level of money?
Mad. And to be fair, that's where when you talk about cost cutting, like, you know, I don't want people to lose their jobs and stuff, but like if you talk about trying to streamline, then you know, you go, well, we could probably cut that. Probably don't need that right now.
From her perspective, I rate it. I mean, talk about shooting your shot. You know,
mental.
How did you end up getting to nearly £200,000 a year? Just watch telly, and then I thought I'd write. You know what I mean? So to be fair, so I got this job. I just wrote to you one day.
Yeah, and let's be honest. I'll tell you, yeah, that's true. Oh, listen, the shooting the shot to reach the stars. That should be the motto of life. Yeah? Because there are real life success stories of literally that. We are living it now. We've just read it then as well. 100%. But from the Man United perspective, it just shows you. But then again, since she's not been there, we finished 15th. So
didn't win the FA Cup. We would have won
the FA Cup. Yeah. So you should have got her in for that. You know what I mean? So maybe we needed her more than we think. And like they said in the article, winning that FA Cup got us millions of pounds. Got us into Europa League this year.
And European football.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what, that is where the Athletic's good, isn't it? That's a good
article. They would go and find the person. That's a very good article.
That's a good read. And it's it's long. Like
it's in depth. We had no intention of really going into that, but like KG said, you know,
Hugel's also volunteered to profile referees because you can see just about everything with the VAR making headlines. The club, she says, didn't want to rock another boat. So basically, sort of suggestion that they were going to profile referees to see which one's more likely to do certain things than others. And that's unbelievable.
Maybe you know what? I say that. there's a role for her in football, clearly, and a role for this type of thing in football. I'm just more like, I'm old school, me. I'm like, this is where we're just getting out of control of football. Like, just coach the players, just to fix up, get good players, and you will be a good team. But there's so much more to it now. There's so much more to it. Mohammed says, I hope you're doing well, Flex. However, I'm just here to tell the chat that the only way to save United is Flex becoming the manager. I don't know about that, bro. Don't know about that, Mohammed. I don't know about that. I don't think I'll
write a letter, Fleck. Shoot your shot.
I'll be, mate. If we'd have a squad that looked like this: N'Golo Kante, Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, Mbwems, Rafael Varane on extended terms.
Like they're saying,
still here.
KG the scout makes a return with his jacket and his hat.
That's what I'm saying, and the hat, bro. You don't want us running the club, man. Like, I would have made mad decisions. Like I said, don't get twisted. Raheem Sterling would have leverage at this point. He would have like 2 years left for if it was me. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably not the most trustworthy. I'll just like look at all the Jamaicans and see if what we can do. You know what I mean? I'd be in
Mikel Antonio, a late move.
100%, bro. Ravel Morrison, bro. I'm saying, listen, there's still time, bro. You can resurrect this thing, bro. You were supposed to be the guy. You're still playing for Jamaica now, bro. Come back. Come back, Ravel. Come back, bro. Ahmed says, Sir Flex. Nah. I couldn't possibly. And Abdullah says, big up this channel. Smash the like, guys, from Malaysia. Glory, Man United. Yeah,
I'll be going to the game.
You're going to the game. I hope you get a chance to see the boys. Okay, guys, big up, man. Big show. Please drop a like on the way out, which we are at 535. So we did get there. Well done. And it's match day, so we will see you for the game later on today. It's at 1:45. So what are you saying, though? When you're going live at 12:45?
1:45. I'll be live about 12:45. Maybe 1.
Okay.
Maybe
One.
1.
Live at 1. Round it up.
Yeah.
We'll be live at 1, 45 minutes before the game. I changed my stance, says Mohammed. Yeah, I think you should just feel safe. Yeah, exactly. He heard how the squad would look if I was in charge. He's like, yeah, like that. Yes. All right. Big up, people. We'll see you today. I was going to do a little bit of a what sort of team do we want to see in that, but listen, we'll get there later on and have some fun. Yeah. It's not a proper game. So yeah. All right. Cool. And if there's anything else in between, we'll let you know. Take care, guys. Peace.